Welcome back, lords and ladies. KingRayRay right here, and I am your host for this evening. Last episode, Miss Mako-chan had done some magic, and she got a headache. Then she started thinking she was a cat, and after that, something else happened. So, let's continue on. I swear I didn't see anything. You're totally still a maiden. But please, tell your sister to get you to some underwear. If not for your own sake, then for that of the entire male species. Oni-sama, Takani says we need underwear. As the girl called out, I felt another wave of dizziness wash over me. My vision began to swim, and I felt myself shiver. If this was indeed a cold, I seemed like I had drawn some short of the end of the straw. I let out a groan and lied back again, clenching my own body. Oh my goodness, Mako, your spell worn off faster than expected. Here, Taka-kan, eat some of this. It'll make you feel better. I nibbled on the mixture Michiko spoon-fed me. It tasted bad, but it made me feel better. What's wrong with him, Oni-sama? Fear not, little one. It's not life-threatening, but he must have caught quite a bad case. We were fortunate we caught it early. Your spell did wonders, though. The cold just happened to be a lot worse than we thought. Don't worry. If you say so. He will be fine. His fever has gone down, but he's cold. We will need to warm him up somehow. We need to go get some more food. Could you fetch some blankets? Whatever happened to her headache? Blankets? I know something that'll warm him up a lot faster. Oh boy. Just as I started to feel better, my blurred vision recovered in time to witness a sight that nearly had me faint once more. Oh. Standing before me was the youngest of the fox spirits, eagerly undoing her top for the sake of my well-being. Mako, what are you doing? Mako-chan. When we're all cold the other day, Oni-sama got naked and snuggled up close to you, so I figured it was my turn. Even if I appreciated that gesture, I don't think that's how you cure a cold. Put your clothes back on right now. You're going to give him the wrong idea. Ah, but you two look so cute all cuddled together. I wanted to try it too. You're no fun sometimes, Oni-sama. You did what? I'm not sure what to think of that, Michiko-san. Well, what? She's talking about when we first met. And I didn't have a choice. You were ice cold. I only made use of my body heat. Exactly. And now I'm going to do the same. But I'm feeling hot right now, not cold. But you were shivering. I definitely need to warm you up. I love this. It's hopeless. You might as well let her do it. However, Mako, before you do anything, you're not to take your clothes off. Am I making myself clear? Aw, but... No buts. Neither of you are feeling well. Wearing nothing at all will only make you feel worse. Hey, don't I get a say in this? Having a pretty girl in my bed with me is going to make me feel my fever skyrocket. You see, Mako, you're bothering him. Just settle down and watch over him. I need to prepare the soup. But, I was just trying to help out. You're not bothering me, but remember the talk we had earlier in the promise? You're trying to gain an unfair advantage over the other. What promise? Have you been promising naughty things to my little sister, Taka-kan? No, I just promised that I'd return to this world once I finished some business I had back home. I told her I would. Mako-chan, why are you taking off your clothes again? Hee. I want to win. Mako, what in the world is this all about? Why are you so adamant about showing your body to Taka-kan? What sort of ridiculous deal have you two going on? Put on your clothes. You're technically the one who started all this. And Mako-chan, you really shouldn't try to win like this. Not to mention, I might die of a nosebleed before you claim your prize. What do you mean I started it? And what prize? I demand you tell me this instance. Humph. Fine. Takani promised that he'd tell me which of us he likes the best. Not as friends, but, you know, the different kind of like. And he's the prize. Whoever gets Takani to like him is the winner, and I want to win. I hadn't really been thinking about what would happen if you... I suppose that's a nice thing to promise? Mako-chan, could you please leave us alone for a moment? Why? You're not going to try anything funny, are you? Because that's cheating, Oni-sama. After pulling her top down, the young girl stomped out of the room, huffing and crossing her arms. She seemed quite irritated now, but perhaps this was another side effect of her spell. As she left, she slammed the door behind her, making the room rattle. I'm sorry about that. She gets like this sometimes, stubborn and indignant. When something does not go her way, she wants it to. That kind of reminds me of someone. I must confess, though, my actions have not been entirely genuine. I have grown quite fond of having you around, Taka-kan. This promise you made, do you really think you can keep it? Of course! Even if I have to spend the rest of my life at the shrine shouting at Tsuyuri's name, I'll make sure to return to this world. Taka-kan. The girl knelt beside me and hugged me tightly, completely without warning. I didn't really know how to react, so I sat there, letting her finish. I'm so happy to hear you say that. The thought that we may never see you again, I do not think I could handle that. Even though judo is an important part of my life, my friends are just important. You won't get rid of me that easily. I know this will make the villagers happy too. Taka-kan, thank you. I smiled briefly at Michiko before I felt another dizzy attack come on. Deciding to lay down, I pulled away from her embrace. I'm sorry, Michiko-san, but I think I'll be getting a bit more sleep, if that's okay. Take all the time you need. We will be here when you wake up, so rest now. Sleep well, Taka-kan. And with those words, I closed my eyes, vaguely able to make out a whisper before the girl left the room, letting me slip into a dreamland. Several days later. Boop, 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 bing! 3 days later, I learned that the festival the villagers had been preparing for was coming up. I didn't know the details, but the girls were adamant that I pay the village a visit tonight. However, because it was still early in the morning, I had decided that I would check the kitchen first and figure out if I could somehow prepare the sisters a meal to show my gratitude to them. As I made my way towards the kitchen, the sound of cheerful humming made me realize that someone was already inside. Someone's up before me? It can't be Michiko, son. She sleeps till noon. Come on in, Takani. I'm whipping up a treat just for you. Ah, Mako. My words were quickly cut off as I entered the kitchen and found Mako running around excitedly. That by itself would have been enough to surprise me. I had already come to know that she, was the actual cook of the family, but it was the lack of clothes that made the more reason to panic. Mako-chan, what in the world are you wearing? Good morning, Takani. Do you like it? It was prepared from Shu-chan. Oh, Lord. She's getting involved again, guys. Well, wait a minute. If your sister saw you like this, doomsday wouldn't be far off. So be quiet. She won't wake up. I can't decide which one of you is the most dangerous. Why would Sir Yuri even give you an apron like that? I mean, what happened to your other clothes? Don't tell me you traded them off for the apron. That'd be funny if she did. Don't be silly. That would be stupid. Su-chan gave them to me. And not just an apron. Look, undies. You told me I should wear some. Oh my goodness. Although I agree with the underwear part, I don't think wearing an apron alone is enough to consider normal. Not that I would mind you walking around like that every now and then. I asked Su-chan what I could do to make a human from your world like me. She told me that men from your world love waking up to a girl wearing just undies and an apron, and who cooks breakfast for them. She gave me a pair of her own undies so I could do that. Really? One of her own undies? Wow. I won't deny that, but there's a certain order to things, you know. You're skipping a bunch of scenes. Oh, I thought I was doing it right. Wah, Tekani, you're so mean. I just wanted to do something nice for you. I even whipped up my special waffle recipe for you. That sounds great and all, but... I coughed and averted my gaze for a moment. Remember the talk about the unfair advantages? You're practicing. I did break a couple of eggs, but I didn't cut anything. That's something Scary Mio would do. yeah, true. It's a term from my world we use to describe someone who is playing a game and, you know, never mind. I won't say anything this time. Just promise me you'll change into your clothes before your sister sees you. Yay! I promise, I promise. Would you like some cream on your special waffle? Or would you like to put it on yourself? No, regular's fine. The young girl smiled, grabbed a plate before walking over to me. Leaning down, she placed the plate in front of me. I swallowed hard as I received a full view of her cleavage, purposefully focusing on her tail as she turned and walked away. Maybe I should bring up some for Oni-sama as well. After all, I want her to like me too. Do you think she'd like me if I gave her breakfast like this? You shouldn't do that. Definitely shouldn't do that, Meko-chan. I promise you that your sister already likes you a lot. I'm pretty sure you'll trigger a death flag if you head upstairs. Oh, okay. By the way, since we're allowed to come in the village now, Oni-sama and I have been thinking about going to the festival tonight. You should come with us. It would probably be so much fun. That smells amazing, Meko-chan. Have you been making waffle again? Oh, Michiko! Oops, I gave her the Bell's voice. Oh no, Taka-kun, run! Get out of here! Run before she sees you! Fearing the worst as Michiko's steps progressively came closer, I quickly realized that staying where I would lead to the hell of a huge misunderstanding. I'll leave her to you. With those last words, I darted out of the kitchen into the woods. It appeared I made it just in time because, a moment later, a shrill scream and a thunderous roar sounded from inside the mansion. Although I was grateful for the waffles and the lingering mental image that Mako had left with me, I didn't dare to stay behind for her sister's wrath. As I continued down the woods, I made a beeline towards past the trees. I descended into the less traversed, sorry, new word for me, parts of the forest. I hoped I would be able to hide myself long enough for Michiko to calm down. However, it wasn't long before a familiar voice reached my ears, causing me to come to a grinding halt. You seem to be in a hurry, Takehiro. I spun around on the spot to see one person I had least expected. With her tail swaying eagerly behind me, the spirit of the shrine seemed to have decided to grace me with her presence. Or rather, you look as though you're being chased by a demon. That's awfully ironic coming from you. Well, I do enjoy looking out for lost children in my forest. Teasing aside, you seem to be enjoying yourself. I could say there's a certain charm to this place and the people living here. I can't help but to think the reason is something more specific. I guess you're the one responsible for Mako's silly behavior these past few days. Ho ho ho. Perhaps. But there's a reason behind this. Does it involve getting a wedding sash? Hardly. It's too simple of a goal. There's a much greater problem that require your attention. It seems like your ticket back home shall be arriving quite soon. How fortunate. Just in time for your little game of violence. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying that I'll be able to return soon? That is correct. Soon, you will be gone. And I'll finally be free to play with my dear Machitan again. Free from her strange fascination with you. What about this problem you mentioned? You'll figure it out soon enough. But I'll give you a hint, boy. This is a problem only you can solve. No one from this world will have the solution. For a moment, the spirit's gaze shifted sideways, clearly in the middle of a thought, before she returned to look at me quite happily. In any case, that is all you're going to get out of me. Don't disappoint me now, Takeru. It is usually considered unwise to do so. And with those words, the spirit stepped back into the woods, seemingly to fade away into the scenery, as though she had been a simple illusion all along. Her comments worried me a little bit. And if there was going to be some sort of problem, I felt it would best to inform the girls. But who would I end up warning? Oh, this is the only place I get to choose! Okay, so maybe I should head back to the mansion and talk to his sister, or head to the village and see what they think about all this. Okay, so, lords and ladies, I'm gonna have to leave this up to you, lords. Wait, will it allow me to save? It won't allow me to save. I can't leave it up to you guys. No, I should have saved ahead of time. Wow. Okay. Well, let's do the heads or tails thing that I did a while back. Let's do that. Okay, so we bring up this, go to Google, coin, flip. Okay, so heads will be sisters, tails will be village. I already know what the sisters do. We're going to the village. We're going to the village. Alright. Figuring it best to let the girls cool off, I decided to head to the village. As I arrived, I found the village busy preparing the final touches for the festival that evening. Everything seemed to be going well, and one or two people even greeted me as I wandered through the village. I asked for the whereabouts of Mio and Narumi, and was pointed in the direction the last place anyone seemed to have seen them. With Sayuri's warning still fresh in mind, I decided best to talk with Mio or Narumi about it. Since they were in charge of defending the village, it wouldn't be a bad idea to warn them that there could be some problems. I knocked on the door twice, and being in a bit of a hurry, announced my presence. Mio, are you here? Yes. Oh my goodness gracious. I opened the door before the girl had the chance to answer, and to my surprise, she'd be changing into a kimono. Actually, who was I kidding? I should have known by now that girls seem to be changing whenever I enter a room, judging by the events of past week. Ah, Takehiro, I require some assistance here. I'm not used to these complicated clothes. Ah, kimono. Sure, I'll help you out. Yes, a kimono. I wanted to look nice for the festival. I wanted to make a good impression. I'm the head of the guard, you know. All right, all right. I think it makes you look some kind of mysterious beauty, though. Beauty? Quit saying such nonsense. I should make you run 10 laps for saying something ridiculous like that. Just a compliment, Mio-san. I laughed as I approached the girl and made sure not to let my eyes wander off too much while I helped her put on her kimono. So, what's the problem? It is this confounded obi. I cannot wrap it around myself without the kimono slipping too low. And since I cannot get a hang of it myself, you will have to do it. Ah, I can see why you're having trouble. You're wrapping it around the wrong way. Here, hand me the sash. You try doing what someone else should do for you. You're trying to do something else that someone else should do for you. Using the method that my mother had taught me, we eventually got the obi tied properly around. After a bit of struggling, we managed to adjust the kimono to perfection, and Mio was successfully changed. Upon closer inspection, I really liked the way Mio looked just then. Before I knew it, I found myself wondering if Narumi would be wearing a kimono as well. Thank you, Takehiro. In return, you will attend the festival as my companion. You will pick me up here and escort me around the village. We will play games and watch the fireworks together. Very, very, what do you call that? Controlling. Before I had a chance to reply, a cheerful voice sounded from behind me. Hey, Mio, I figured you need someone to help with your... Whoa, you look awesome. You should wear that more often. Oh, Takehiro, you're here. Too. Hey, wait a minute. Did you two hook up? What? That's ridiculous. So stop saying such embarrassing things, Hikage. Hey, how's that embarrassing? You're telling me to go out on a date with you just a moment ago. What? No fair. I didn't know we could do that, Mio-chan, you meanie. I want to go on a date with Takehiro, too. I want to spend time at the festival with him. That is not why I asked. I simply thought it would be good show of public relations. If the person who changed our view on spirits, we were having a good time with the captain of guard. Oh-ho. Well, if that's the case, why didn't you just invite Chi-chan and Meiko-chan? That would have been a better way than going with Takehiro-kan. I kind of have something I need to discuss with you, so I better go with at least one of you tonight. There's enough of me for both of you. One can have Taka and the other can have the hero. Takehiro, really? Really? I guess that could work. A double date, just one guy. Things could get pretty interesting. Narumi, get that lewd expression off your face this instant. This is not a date. It's for cultural purposes only. Yeah, whatever. I came over to see if you needed help with your dress, not work. I'll see you both later. I'll have to step up my game for tonight. Sheesh, getting all diplomatic, huh? That's pretty amazing. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed this episode, please leave a big fat like. If you haven't subscribed, come subscribe. My voice is starting to hurt like crazy because this was my sixth video in a row. So, bye-bye now and enjoy. Haha.